What's going on, guys? I have not been at you in a little bit and wanted to get a chance to talk about something that's near and dear to my heart as of late. I like to call it breakup fitness. Now, we've talked a lot about how we want to be able to get in shape and those types of things, but we haven't really talked about what is kind of the impetus. We all have our reasons for why we do it, but we're going to talk a little bit about that. Could it be revenge, to be able to make yourself look better and kind of outdo your ex? Who knows? We're going to talk about on the other side.
Exhale, think. Exhale, think. It's time for you to think bigger. Ray is here to help you steady, push it to the limit. I mean right now, talking lifestyle and talking fitness. If you're ready, then it's time to get down to the business. Let's go. Exhale, think. It's time to switch it up. You ain't like the typical, you a different individual. Tell your doubts and your competition that you wish them well. It's time to rise, time for you to think. Exhale, let's go.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome into Exhale Think. My name is Raymond Tate, otherwise known as Exhale. On Exhale Think, we talk a lot about weight loss issues, things that we can do to be able to get ourselves back on track, motivation, also living an Exhale lifestyle. That can mean a lot of things. Fashion, it could mean being able to go out there, find different things that really help you to be able to change from the lifestyle that you had before to the lifestyle you're going to be living going forward. One of the key things that I got back with a lot of the feedback from you all is about, what do you do after you have a breakup, especially a breakup that may have been part of the issue was, either your weight had something to do with it. You were at a certain size when you first started going out, and over the years, you may have put on some extra weight. Well, here's the thing. We're going to talk a little bit about that today and some of the main things that come into breakup fitness, because it's a big deal when you start to get into it. Now, one of the first things that we have is what better motivation than to get yourself back in shape, because you're going to be getting back out there. You're going to be trying to meet people that could be your forever, as many people say. The best thing to be able to do is to be able to pick a different program, kind of some of the changes that you want to be able to do to really be able to change into your Excel lifestyle. Let's talk a little bit about that for a minute. One of the things that we want to talk about is really kind of getting to a spot, which what I call is a U 2.0. Now, for Ray 2.0, that meant me having to really kind of take a self-inventory in terms of what was going to be my motivation, how I was going to be able to get back on track, and really what my goals were going to be. So I had a chance to kind of do a lot of self-reflection, a lot of saying, you know what, I can't eat this, I can't eat that. And once I had a chance to really take a look in the mirror and say, okay, what kind of person do I want to be? That's where you get started, and that's where U 2.0 starts. Ray 2.0 was, I was sitting down there, I didn't have motivation, I was trying to find motivation to go work out, to do different things. It started this channel unto itself to be able to do that exact thing, but the motivation wasn't there. And what I had to do was to be able to stop this channel for a little bit, because I wasn't going to be able to talk about the things that I was telling you all to do. And as long as we have this channel going, we will always make sure that the motivation is true, authentic, and that sort of thing. Let's talk about the next thing on the docket, and that's really getting into new environments. One of the things that you have to do to be able to, and I hate to use the word because every other guru uses it, is transform, but it's appropriate word, because you've got to do things that are different than what you were doing before. And a lot of that comes into your environments. Did you sit around the house all day? Did you go to a certain gym? Did you hang out with friends at a certain spot? These are things that it's such a good way to be able to start in terms of a change. And let's talk about the gym. You may have gone there for some fitness classes that you did, and you kind of got into a certain kind of a routine. Well, if you weren't getting the benefits and if you weren't getting the results that you wanted to, it's time to change it up. And the great thing about it is in U 2.0, you have a chance to be able to do that. That's what breakup fitness is all about. So think about doing things. I'll give you my prime example is that I haven't really done yoga before. I've done it in spurts before, but now I'm starting to take yoga classes. And there's a certain amount of fear, there's a certain amount of peace of not being good at something and having to figure it out. But the thing about it is that getting past those hurdles helps you to be able to be a better person and a bigger person for yourself. Living that Excel lifestyle, that's what it's about. So things like yoga, CrossFit, you can think of a number of different things, spin classes that you haven't done before. The first few classes are the hardest part because you're trying to understand something and it's like you're kind of like taking baby steps with it. But once you get a chance to get past those few classes, you're going to find that you love it and you're going to find that it's something new and challenging for you. Check that out. That's the first step. The next one is near and dear to me because, as many of you all who know me will know, that I'm a bit of a fancy man. So here is the fun one. Change your style. Now, you look at this beautiful face and you say, Ray, why would you want to have to change this style? Well, there's not much you can do to it. The hair thing, yeah, that train has left the station. I can grow it out a bit, but the thing about it is that's not really where I want to go. Part of it is that I was sitting up there walking around with gray hairs all the time. Gray hairs, although if that's what you want to do, knock yourself out, sometimes it puts you in a bit of a rut. So maybe dyeing your hair, changing it, just something to be able to take you off of your normal balance so people look at you in a different way. These are things that you want to be able to do. Change a hairstyle. Look, if I could grow bangs, it would be very different. Change your bangs, let your hair go out, or drastic measures, cut your hair. Ladies, I know this is a tough one. Fellas, I know I'm not doing any favors. You're probably gonna get pissed at me because of this one, but change your hairstyle. It can make all the difference in the world. The way you wear your makeup, your clothes, instead of wearing something baggy, wear something that has a little bit of a closer form to you. Maybe try to tailor some of your clothes, and it's not too expensive to be able to do that. The thing that you'll find is that you start to live into that different lifestyle. You start to look differently. You start to feel differently with clothes that fit. If you have something that's baggy, it's going to make you feel baggy and you're going to have bags on your personality. Change that up quickly, get a good feel for it, and just try to see what's going to work for you. A lot of different resources to be able to do that, whether it's online, whether it's just going to a tailor. Ladies, go to Nordstrom's. Nordstrom's, you can go over there and you can find out about different sizes. You can have somebody like a personal consultant that can help you, and damn it, they do it for free. Guys, it's a little bit more difficult, but if you need your tips, come give me a call. Here's one of the other tips, and this is one of the ones that I like to consider as an extra. And this is going to sound harsh, but let's talk about it anyway. Dump the mutual friends. And the reason why I say dump the mutual friends is that it's a reminder of that person, whoever it was in your life. You've got to be able to find different people. You've got to be able to meet different people. The only way you're going to do that is if you kind of move on from the past and you start to go out there. I talked about it before, going out and doing different exercises, take a boot camp class, those types of things. You'll find that there are people that have like minds that you are, especially with your new lifestyle that you want to be able to put in. Find those things out. There's a website online called Meetup. Meetup is a great way to be able to find groups that fall into your demographics or your certain interests, or even better yet, interests that you haven't explored yet. Motorcycle clubs, I know it's crazy. They have like groups over 40 singles that you want to go out there and meet new people. There is opportunity out there. It's on you to be able to find it. And if you don't, I feel sorry for you because there's so much out there for you. My last bonus for you is get away from your former spots that you two used to hang out with, or used to hang out at, I should say. This is a problem because if you're going to your favorite watering holes, for those that don't know what a watering hole is, this is where you go drink. There's restaurants that you used to go to together. These things have to change. Find different places. Go into the city if you have one close to you, or try a different spot, like a small spot that you always said that you wanted to be able to do. You never know, that might become your new place. The thing about it is that we get comfortable as people. And when we get comfortable, we go into patterns that make us feel comfortable. You got to shock the system here. Remember that whole thing we talked about, U 2.0? That's what this is about. So going back to places where you've been with your ex, it takes you back into that headspace. You're trying to get out of that, and that's a big deal. So let's try to see if we can find something different. Food places. Go to movies if you didn't before. Get out and experience life. Do things. Start a photography course. There's so many different options out here for you. So the big thing that we all have to remember is that it's about you and starting a new you. Breakup weight loss is a big deal, and I like to call it breakup fitness because that's one of the biggest steps to be able to get started. Get into a fitness routine, try something different, get a feel for it. You'll end up loving it after a while. If you like what you heard today, please feel free to subscribe and make sure you hit that little ding in the bottom corner with the bell to be able to get notifications when Excel Think puts out new stuff. As I said before, we're going to be getting out content to you usually on a weekly basis. You'll probably see more than that in the beginning, but we're going to try to find a new you and we're going to do it together. Talk to you guys soon.